Welcome to What Matters, a podcast that looks inward at unique experiences, upward for divine direction, and outward at God's activity in our world. I'm Michelle Funk, your host. I'm so glad you're here. I invite you once again to subscribe to the podcast. That way you won't miss any of our upcoming episodes. And today, especially, you won't want to miss this. We have the pleasure and delight of talking with Amy Seiffert. And she is here with us through Zoom, through the marvel of technology. And I'm just going to go ahead and say hello, Amy, and have you
Hi.
just kind of intro yourself a little bit to us. Welcome, Amy.
Oh my gosh. Thanks for having me. Yes, Zoom is amazing, especially for things like this. I am a wife of almost 20 years this spring, a mom of three. I'm on staff at my little local church here as the director of Outward Movement, and I teach on Sundays every now and then. I'm an author, a speaker, podcaster, just trying all the things.
Love
Yeah.
it. Love it. And you're coming from a very cold place today. Yes.
Yes, I'm coming from a little Bowling Green, Ohio, little college town. And yes, we have the blizzard of about 12 inches from last night and shoveling ourselves out, level 3 snow emergency, all the things.
Fun,
Yeah.
fun stuff. We also had such a great time with you at Inspired for Life conference. Thank you for being one of our guests and for sharing such great
Oh,
words about this thing called Amazing Grace. I'm just going to go ahead and hold up this lovely book of yours. Grace
oh.
does look amazing on you. So
Mm.
grateful that just for your participation in all of that and for your teaching, for the book, for all you do with regard to grace. It's a good thing, isn't it?
Oh, amazing. It really is. Thank you. I had a blast, and your work and the conference, like, it's just an important, we are in need of grace upon grace right now. So
Mhm.
it's just so relevant. If ever there was a time in our world, it's now.
Yeah. I feel the same way. So this podcast, we call it What Matters. And we're just going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what matters in ministry, what matters in just our daily lives, what matters in the world around us. So I wonder, Amy, what matters?
Yes, yes. Oh, and I think I love it right now because it feels like the pandemic has reduced everything down to what actually matters. We've had to look; things have been completely removed, structures have changed, and so we've had to evaluate that as a family, personally, in my work ministry. Regarding what's mattering in ministry right now, I'll start with there. Three things come to mind that feel really vital and that matter currently. It is encouragement, encouraging others, just in the smallest ways, the biggest ways. I just got a card in the mail that said, may your coffee be stronger than your children. And
Yes, that's
I was
good.
like, yes, Jesus, like, I need that. And I just laughed at the card and I felt encouraged, and it was a lovely note inside. I thought, this encouragement, right, is the best.
Yes.
So I feel like encouragement matters. We need it right now, especially we're seeing just disunity and all kinds of people tearing one another down. I'm also seeing that as far as our church structure goes and ministry in our little farm town we have a university surrounded by farm towns, a very unique demographic going on in Bowling Green, Ohio. But some freedom feels like is what we need right now. And when I say that, I'm talking about the structures that we've had going on in our church that have just kind of been put on hold. And I'm thinking and I'm watching, and I feel like God's doing a new thing and will continue to do a new thing.
Nice.
And we need the freedom and space to say, all right, we don't have to go back to all the structures. What new thing is God doing, and what can we join him in? And it feels very exciting. It feels like there's some pandemic potential that will come out of this time for our people.
Nice.
Yeah.
What a great phrase, pandemic potential. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I think we need that. So encouragement, freedom, and then the third thing that's really mattering to me in ministry, especially, is racial justice and racial reconciliation. And
Yeah.
Latasha Morrison has been very
Yeah.
instructive to our church body.
Yeah.
Just learning to listen, learn, lament, and leverage. And again,
Yeah.
the uniqueness for us is we're Ohio farmland for miles, and then we have this amazing university in the middle. Bowling Green State University sits. So it's a really collision of worlds. And everybody collides all at the local Walmart, right? And so what does this look like to continue to really dismantle white supremacy in our lives? And what does it look like to continue to move the ball forward on reconciliation, and to have those candid conversations in the church? And that can be really hard, but it matters.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Like Latasha says, it not only matters, it's just crucial. It's
Yeah.
love, in the world. I mean, that's love and justice. They go hand in
Yes.
hand. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Encouragement, freedom, and
Yeah.
racial justice. Top three
Yes.
right there. Top
Yeah.
three. Yeah.
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 Good. Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how about just like life?
Oh.
What's happening right now in life?
Right? I'll tell you honestly, what matters is the lock on my bedroom door right now, because my kids are home from school and my husband is downstairs doing work on a call, and that matters right now. They're hilarious and loud and funny, but there's been a sweet like simplicity and slowness that has happened in our life, which I think has really mattered to us. That when all the sports stopped, all the activities stopped. I have a 13-year-old son, a 9-year-old daughter, and a 6-year-old son.
Okay.
And we were busy, very, very busy.
Right.
And this past year, the simplicity and slowness has been so, so good. What matters to me, especially winter right now, is it's about a good hour from 7 to 8 before bedtime that I snuggle up with my 9 and 6-year-old by our fireplace with blankets, and we're reading through Harry Potter. And they're experiencing Harry for the first time. And I love it. There's a closeness, there's a slowness, and I know they're going to think fondly about snuggling with mom in 2020, 2021, as we experience this book together, and really valuing that, because I used to think that wouldn't have been spiritual work, but it's deeply spiritual work. So
yeah. Oh, and I can relate a little bit in some of that slowness and spending that time together in a much more relaxed pace, because you just have the option for one thing, but the blessing of kind of enjoying one another, and you're right, there's some sacredness to that is maybe a little bit surprising. So, but I'm already a little bit concerned, like, how do we carry that forward? Do you have any ideas?
Right,
Like, do you
right.
plan to we're gonna finish this book together?
Right,
Kids.
right, like
We're in now.
Yes. I mean, it's been good because we're seeing sports start back up,
Right.
some things
Yeah,
back up.
yeah.
But it's been good to say, like, we're going to do one thing. Like, you may choose one thing to do, and then we're going to reevaluate. We're not going to put you back into soccer just because you've always done soccer. We're going to talk about it. But we're also going to make family space time and value that, because they a couple of nights they're like, we just want to watch a show. I'm like, well, I want to snuggle and read with you, and sometimes they're like, and it's funny because I'll just start reading, like I'll just snuggle in the corner and I'll just start reading, and slowly they come over, and then I'm like, do you want me to read any more? They're like, yeah, keep going, one more chapter, so just kind of sneaking it in and making that part of our rhythm,
Yeah.
Yes.
And they'll, like you said, they have such good memories of it already, that I think they'll, I think all of the things that many of us are experiencing as either surprising or even just, moments of gratitude during this time, the silver linings, if we can preserve some of that and carry it forward, I think that's going to matter too. I really do. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think gratitude is huge and mattering.
Yeah, recognizing things now and then trying to move them forward a little bit when things maybe get back to normal, I think. So. Yeah. Well, speaking of quarantine, obviously that has mattered big time.
Yes. And there's been, I talk about this in Grace Looks Amazing on You. There's some spiritual practices that I have picked up that have been really vital to me. And I used to think some of the spiritual practices or disciplines or rhythms felt like I needed to commit to a big chunk of time. And now I need to meditate on scripture for an hour and,
Mhm.
go away on a silent retreat for 3 days. But it's been sweet to take, I try to do this twice a day, where in the morning and in the afternoon, I take 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, and I put my phone down and I try to have something warm and I am silent and there's some solitude and I just rest and just be. Maybe I'm just looking out of a window, but I'm putting it all down and I let my whole body just sort of unwind for a few minutes. And that has mattered to me to remember I'm not in control. When I stop, God is still working. He doesn't stop and I can trust him. And it really recalibrates that hurry and busyness as a, status symbol and frantic nature of mine. It really counters that. And so that's a practice I want to keep taking in as the world starts to pick back up.
Yeah, that's good. And it's something you can commit to. You can really actually 5 minutes, morning
5 minutes
and
in your
night.
car,
Yeah, right.
wherever. Yeah, just taking
Yeah.
a minute. Because I'm an Enneagram 3. So achieving and accomplishing, like I
Ah,
can just go from the, emails to now this next thing, but just to pause and remember who I am and whose I am. It's just so, yeah, it's recalibrating. And
yeah.
yeah, I want to keep that.
Yeah. What a great word too, by the way, recalibrating. That's a good
Yeah,
word. Yeah.
my soul
I love
needs the
it.
recalibration. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, I mentioned your book. I love it. It's 100 days of reflecting on God's love. I just love that. That can help us with our rhythm and
Yes.
establishing a practice. And you give such great teaching. What else are you working on? What are you thinking?
Yes.
What's next? What are you
Well,
into?
thanks for asking.
Yeah.
Because just today, so I self-published a book a few years ago called Chin Up, and it's on motherhood. And then Tyndale picked up Chin Up, read it, and called me, and they were like, "Hey, let's talk about this." And the Grace Looks Amazing came out of that.
Nice.
And I just got an offer about an hour ago. They accepted another proposal for a next project. It will be a book and then a 6-week Bible study that is a companion to the book,
Nice.
and then video teachings to go along with the Bible study. So that is just hot off the press, and
Nice.
I know my brain's still spinning with
Yeah.
that project, and the manuscript will be due in a year, and just getting that off the ground. So
Yeah.
that is exciting.
Oh, fun. Can you share the
Yeah,
title yet, or is it top
I
secret?
cannot share the title yet.
Oh,
I
I knew you were going to say
know.
that.
I know. I'll let you know when I can. But I know it's so funny. The publishing world is so funny. But
just,
yes,
just whisper it. No,
just
no one,
no
no
one
one
will
will
know.
tell. No one will tell. Oh, fun.
Oh, so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm really excited about this project, and yeah, to get my hands back on the computer again, and
Yeah, that's
really
great.
fun.
That's
Yeah.
so fun. You mentioned,
Yeah.
Latasha Morrison and
Yes.
the work of the Enneagram. I've listened to other podcasters who talk about what's on your nightstand, what are you reading, what other voices are you, I don't know. Do you have just some other voices that you kind of do pay attention to?
Yes. Probably in the last 6 months, I have been deep diving into N.T. Wright and his writings,
Mm-hmm.
New Testament scholar, and his thoughts are fantastic um, on heaven, on women in the church. He's just, I'm loving getting my hands on everything. So I just got a new book from his
Yeah, good.
collection.
Yeah,
So I've been
good
excited
stuff.
about him. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put
Yep.
that on everybody. Put that on your list. NT Wright. Good,
N.T.
good,
Wright,
good,
whatever he's
great
doing.
resource. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
so as you kind of dig your way out of the snow,
Right.
I hope that for all of us, we enjoy a bit of a warm up from this winter, and the the words you've shared with us today. You know, I hope everybody does receive a bit of encouragement and then takes a look at these areas where freedom can rise up and,
Yes.
yeah, make some difference there. And then just the ongoing, important, absolute necessary work of racial justice and reconciliation. So
Yes.
thank you
Yes.
for
Yeah.
those words and those main what matters points for us.
Yes.
So, and then I just hope you enjoy your kids and all of the times that you do have to slow down and then the ways that you carry that forward. That's so awesome for all of us to consider, I think.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. There's been a lot of sweet, sweet moments, a lot of hard ones too, but the family time has been good for all of us, I think.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then we just want to wish you well in your new book that if you need a title, just let us know. We'll give you some ideas. No.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I always
Yeah.
love to give the reveal for that. So yes, thank
Yeah, yeah.
you.
Actually, you've been involved in some book launches, or are
Yeah,
you going to
yeah,
plan
yeah.
a book launch with
Yes.
that? Yeah. So you will have to keep us informed on
Yes.
that. How,
I will for
yeah,
sure, which was like one of the bummers about Grace Looks Amazing on You because it launched in April of 2020 when everything shut down. And
yeah.
I was slated to, be in bookstores and have signings and speaking, and it
Oh,
all just shut down. I mean, God
shame.
continues to use the book, but I'm excited about a real one
Right.
when this one comes out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's great. Yeah, keep us in mind. That'll be
I
fun.
will.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Amy, so much for joining us today, for being part of the ministry and the work here that we've been able to experience with you. It's just been a blessing. So wish you
Thank
very
you.
well, and thank you for your time today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, yeah. And thanks everybody for joining us on the What Matters podcast. I'm Michelle Funk, your host. Just a reminder, subscribe and comment and share the podcast. We just love being a part of what you are learning, and we love being a part of introducing all of us to these great voices and works such as what Amy is doing. So once again, thank you, Amy, and everybody, goodbye for now.
Bye-bye.
You made it without anybody busting in the door. Nicely done.
That is worth a celebration. You are
I
right.
know.
Oh, I was bribing him. I'm like, here is chocolate. Stay downstairs. I'll be back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, they